Hello guys, I am Asif Ali and you're watching CGHOW video, and today I have created this Fortnite Zero Point Effect in Unreal Engine 5 Niagara, and this effect was requested as in my last tutorial. This guy was requesting me, can you do the 0 point like in Fortnite. So I was working on it, and it's not very awesome effect that I created, but it's a prototype of that. And I took this reference, you can see this, because this has a very beautiful environment also, but I didn't create that much. So I just created a very basic simple prototype of this scene. And also this 0 point has a very lots of variation, you can see in this thumbnail it has lots of variation. So I just choose this scene, nothing else. Otherwise there is just this thing is bursting also, is exploding, but I didn't create that. I just use this image that you are seeing in this thumbnail now. So this is what I created. So let's start this tutorial. First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notification. So as you can see, I have these ribbons going on and this scene with mountains and rocks. So this is simple, and I think it looks good. It's not that bad, it looks good. So here, this is the whole scene, you can see from the top angle. This is the whole scene, and I will provide this scene to download, but not the character. This character I will not provide, this character, but this whole scene I will provide to download, so you can just download from the link in the description. So let me start this. So I have 3 effects in here, and I will just hide these 3 so you can see. This is my main FX, this is one more ribbon that is white, and this is rocks. Okay, so if I hide these 3, I have this ground, and this is the ground mesh. This is actually a planar. Okay, and I have one more ground actually. Yeah, actually this mesh has some noise, distorted part, but this is very big, so it looks like planar, because I think if I increase the now you can see the distortion because it was very big. So maybe, but it's okay, it's not required to show you because I'm not using that, although I can use that mountain also. Okay, so I'm under that mountain. Let me try 500, still high. 200. Okay, so let it be 1. Okay, so this is just a planar, so you can just take a planar, and I am using this material, very basic material. Okay, for this rock. So after this rock we have just a sky, that is default Unreal sky, and exponent fog. This, so we have this fog, we have this ground, and then we have 3 effects. First we will see the rocks, that is easy. So every time I play, these rocks will be random because these are particles, so the placement of the rocks will be different. See how it looks now, and if I play again, see the arrangement, and if I play again, it will change every time I play. Okay, so after okay, so let me show you the rocks. So if I hit the double click here, you can see in Niagara I have these rocks, and let me just zoom out. So I just used one mesh, although I could have used lots of mesh to randomize it, but I didn't. I just tried one. So in first emitter I have rock, and in second emitter I have also rock, but with some variation. So in this I'm using mesh render, and I have this single mesh, and this has a beautiful material, but I'm not using this one. So let's, oops, There should be option to clear it. Why it's not option to clear? Okay, let me just use this mesh, this, or I'll just apply the material that I'm using for rocks, this one. Okay, so I have just this single mesh with this rock material, and in particles what I'm doing, I'm using this mesh here, this material here, I'm using spawn burst, and these are 500 particles, 500 rocks, and I'm using only once loop, so it's just spawning once, and then it has random life doesn't matter here because I'm using infinite, like you can see here. This was ticked by default. If you untick this, your life will be infinite, so this life doesn't matter here. Color doesn't matter, and the size is random, you can see. Then I'm using slender location, height is 0 but radius is 2000, so it's covering the whole area. Mesh random rotation on Z maximum, but on X or Y it's little bit rotation. That's it. And in this one, just decrease the spawn rate and increase the size a little bit, so it had just a variation. That's it. So it was very easy. It is very easy actually, you can create easily. Then in ribbons, in ribbon I have this single ribbon. Oops. Okay, so let me open this. So this is how it looks, and this is how the mesh looks. So I have these multiple 3 meshes, okay, for this, and the UVs are straight from here. You can see, let me just paste. Okay, so you can see UVs are very straight, so I can pan any texture from top to bottom and it will pan on this like it is panning. So for this I use this mesh that I shown you in Maya, and I have a material very basic, it has nothing complicated. So I have this noise texture, actually this aura type texture that I created for my all tutorials, and this is hand painted, and I have already tutorial on how to paint this type of texture on my YouTube channel. You can just found, let me show you, this one, aura texture in Photoshop. So you can create this texture also, or you can download my file if you want. I will provide that whole project. This is panning, and panning speed is controlled by dynamic parameter, and this is tiling, tile is controlled by dynamic parameter. Then I have this, actually this gradient to fade the edge from both sides. If I'll show you on the mesh, I'll just preview this mesh in material. Now you can see it's fading it from both sides and then multiplying it with the noise. So noise is panning on this, and this is going to opacity, and color is going to emissive, and I have something here, depth fade, but this is not working like a depth fade because I'm inverting it. So the difference by inverting depth fade is, if I play, you can see this ribbon is going through this rock, and where it is interacting with rock and ground, there is a glowing edge. So if you invert your depth fade and the edge thickness is this, if you invert this, it will work invert of course, and then you can multiply how much glow you want, and this is adding on my color. Okay, so clear. And here I am just bursting one particle which has 200 size, and in dynamic parameter I have random tile and random speed, and I just placed it in viewport here. Okay, then I have this main FX that has all the ribbons and this center core. So okay, and I have also mentioned this link here, so if you want to check the reference what I used, you can just copy paste this link and you will found this. So this guy, whoever, I don't know, Fortnite Tamasha Bera, who played this game, so I took the reference from him. So okay, so first core, it's just a particle which is very bright. Let me play actually. So now you can see it is very bright. Okay, so what I'm doing is very simple. It has just a radial texture default, you can see default sprite material. spawning 10 particle, a bright purplish color, and sphere location with 8 radius, and color is fading out. That's it, no velocity, no anything. Then we have chunk. So for this chunk, actually I was trying something, but it was showing me some, I don't know, it was there some problem, so I couldn't do that. But I'll show you what I was trying and what I couldn't, so what I have done. Okay, so what I was trying, like you can see, I have this chunk, and in this reference these chunks are of different shapes. These are not same shapes, these are different. So what I did, I created 3 shapes in my Maya. So you can see I have different shapes. And what you can do, you can use different meshes in single emitter in Unreal Engine. So you need to just add more meshes here, then you can take the visibility tag to randomize it. But it was not working, so what I had to do, I had to duplicate this chunk, because in this emitter it has the same mesh. Then I duplicate this and change the mesh. So I don't know why it's not working, because I have already used in my other tutorial this thing, but it was not working for me now. So I just skipped it, because I'm just like explaining this because you might be think that I could have used the same emitter for the random meshes, but that's why I'm telling you I am having some issue with that. So I just duplicated that. So what I did, I took this mesh and I am bursting 50 particles, a sphere location with 500 radius, and initial mesh rotation, and am I connecting the vector orient vector with the sphere normal. So these are rotated to the sphere normals, and that's it. It doesn't have any material, it has default material which has nothing to do. And then I just duplicated this and decrease the spawn rate and change the mesh. That's it. Then this is emitter. It is a source actually, which I am using to emit my ribbons on. And this is I took from my previous tutorial. This. So if you watch this tutorial, it has a ring inside, and then the ribbon is emitting from that. So I just took this file. So you can see I have a ring of the particles, because I am bursting 20 particles on a torus. So I have a ring, and now I am using this ring to emit my ribbons in this here. So in this one I am using spawn particle from other emitter, and you can see the emitter name is 1, that is my lead particle, this. So these ribbons are emitting from that ring, and if I play, it looks like this. These ribbons are just randomly moving here and there. Okay, and in this one I'm spawning particle from that, and then I have some curl noise for moving it randomly, velocity from point, and this is my velocity, and color is random with default alpha. Okay, so after this emitter is off, I have these ribbons, which is this. Okay, so for this ribbon, this is pretty much same like this white ribbon, just the mesh is different. So if I show you, this was my previous mesh, but for this ribbon that I am now using, it was ribbon 1. Oops, let me just make it new and import again. Okay, so I had this mesh. This is very simple. So the pivot of this mesh is here. So if you will scale it, it will scale from here, and it will rotate from here. Okay, this is simple planar. And here in these ribbons, I'm using this mesh and the same material for the ribbon, and it's very easy actually. 30 particles spawned, and life again infinite, so doesn't matter here, and color is purple with some variation here. You can see the hue variation, and initial in mesh rotation on Z, so it's rotating in every axis of Z, and dynamic parameter to randomize the tiling speed of this. So it's very easy. Then I duplicated this, and just for the variation, it has 30 count and the size is different. Okay, Then I have this dark part, which is this. If you see above, this is the dark part. Okay, so this is also, these are all emitter, very simple, you can create very easily, it's nothing complicated. So very simple material. This is the material for this, and here just spawning 50 particles, random life, color is purple, dark, some variation, and also variation in alpha and the range. Then random size you can see, and alpha is fading in and fading out, and this is the material. Then glow, so I just duplicated this dark and decrease the size here and change the color to bright, and it is same emitter. Then flare, again I duplicated this emitter, change the color and change the size. It's stretching on X, so it's like flare, and that's it, same thing. Then core, so again I duplicated this emitter, and this time I decrease the size very small here, very small, and bright the color, and I added the velocity from point, so these are just, you can see, moving away from the center. Then again ribbon, and this time this is the same ribbon, just the mesh is different, so it's upward, and I'll just show you the mesh. So I have one ribbon is like this, and let me import the second ribbon, which, oops, import, this is my second ribbon. Okay, the pivot is here, so if you will duplicate it, Control D and rotate, it will be rotate like this. So if I shift D, and you can see it's just rotating like this. So that's what I did here. I spawned some particles, rotated on Z, so it is like this, and random size and random color, same thing, and this is the same material, so random tile, random speed. So that's it. This was very easy, and I think I have left something. Okay, this is done. I have shown this already. So these were all my emitter, and all together this look cool, I guess. This look cool. This is not very similar to their actual reference, but even it looks cool. I think it's not bad. So I hope you liked it, and if you have any queries, just comment below the video, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel CGHOW. Thanks for watching, keep learning, and bye bye.